my beautiful souls, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to this pick a card reading. My name is Kelsey, aka the Empress, and today we are looking at what you can expect from this solar eclipse new moon in Scorpio on October 25th, 2022. Now, I do want to just say, even though this reading is surrounding the solar eclipse, this is still a timeless reading. So if you find yourself called to this video at any point in time, regardless of the date or time, then there are messages here for you. So let's go ahead here. Out in front of you, we have 4 different piles, 4 different crystals to choose from. And I'm going to ask you guys to really take a couple of deep breaths. Really ground yourself, connect to your intuition, connect to your guides, and ask which one of these 4 piles out in front of you is holding the messages that you need to hear in regards to this new moon solar eclipse energy and what you can expect from this new moon solar eclipse energy. And here we have pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I will have the timestamps to the beginning of each reading in the description box below, along with the links to the cards that I'm using, and all of those things will all be linked in the description box for anybody who's interested in checking that out. You can also find my website, www.medievalmage.com, linked in the description box for anybody who wants to go over there and sign up for any monthly newsletters or updates or book a reading with me. All of that information is on my website. With all of that being said, beautiful souls, go ahead and pause the video if you still need a moment, and I am going to go ahead and move on to group number 1. Hello, my beautiful group number 1. Those of you that chose pile number 1 with the cinnabarite stone here, this reading is for you, and we are looking at what you can expect from the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. So this solar eclipse is occurring on October 25th, but what a solar eclipse is when the moon passes between the earth and the sun. So essentially the moon is going to block out the sun, and this can kind of cause us to, for some of us, it can cause us to fixate on our fears. But really, like the overall energy that I'm picking up on here for this particular eclipse is a need to face our fear, a need to face or to recognize things that have been hidden. There is no longer going to be a way to avoid these energies. There's no longer going to be things hidden from us, whether it be subconsciously or if we're aware of them. That is going to play out differently for everybody, but there is like a very strong message with the solar eclipse happening in the sign of Scorpio, which is all about transformation anyway. And the moon is very connected to the mystery and the unknown and secretive, mysterious energy. All of that secretive, mysterious energy, whether it be secretive in a way where we're just not meant to know, or secretive in a way where we've been avoidant or hiding from something, or somebody's been keeping things from us, it's like there's no longer going to be a way to not see it. There's no longer going to be a way to avoid these things that are going to be shown to us, okay? So let's go ahead and get into your reading. You guys here chose the cinnabarite stone, which is also a stone of transformation. It is very connected to the sun and to Pluto, and Pluto is the ruling planet of Scorpio energy, and the sun is in the sign of Scorpio right now. So very powerful 8th house energy, shadow energies being kind of transmuted, I feel, for group number 1. But let's go ahead and see what you guys can expect from this solar eclipse in Scorpio. Group number 1, starting off, we have power. Beautiful. And this is 8th house energy. This is the moon in Scorpio. And then we also have here escape with Mars and Pisces, 12th house energy. So group number 1, again, as I was saying, is there's no longer going to be a way to escape these things that are being revealed to you. There's no longer going to be a way around certain things. And for group number 1 here, I feel like this eclipse is going to be very empowering for you. It's going to be a period of reclaiming your power from places that you didn't even know you had left it, okay? So very powerful energies coming through here for you. Some of my group number 1s may be going through certain transformations of maybe addictions as well. You may be overcoming certain addictions or certain patterns of behavior, regardless of whether this comes through as like an addiction or a cycle or a behavior that you've continued to repeat in certain areas of your life. However that comes through, I feel like there is kind of a change in those energies. We then have Door to Romance coming out here. Wow, and this is number 33. So numbers may be quite significant for group number 1 as we move through this eclipse and eclipse season overall as well. I feel like group number 1, a lot of you guys here may be dealing with romantic related escapism or like a fear of commitment for sure coming through here that is being very enhanced, very highlighted in order to be transmuted. There's something here for group number 1 where I feel like there's been a lot of focus on your romantic relationships, a lot of focus on maybe avoiding responsibility or avoiding like the truth of certain things within your romantic relationship, whether this truth be that it's no longer meant for you or that you do have a fear of commitment or that there are issues that need to be addressed. That's going to be different for everybody here, but there's definitely something here about empowering your heart space, as well as I feel like group number 1 coming into a very attractive energy through this eclipse and through this eclipse season altogether. So there is a message here for some of you guys to make sure that you're not using like maybe romantic intimacy or the bedroom or things like that to escape the deeper kind of issues within your romantic life. Let's go ahead here. We have here Mercury coming out. Think, learn, network, and communicate. So group number 1, I really feel like this eclipse here for you is going to be very, very focused on the way you connect and communicate with other people, what you're communicating to other people. So some of you guys here may be recognizing your own kind of patterns in regards to how you may be portraying yourself in a specific light so that people only see certain parts of you. There's something here about like escaping certain parts of yourself or only allowing certain people to see certain parts of yourself as a way to maintain a sense of power or a sense of control, or a sense of detachment even from some people that this eclipse is really bringing to the surface. The bottom of the deck here we have sextile, which is a combination of tension and flow, potential and a rewarding situation. So I do feel for group number 1 that on the other side of this eclipse, it's going to be much brighter. There's going to be a lot of tension kind of released. And this could be through conversations that are being had. This could be through, there's a sense of taking back your power. And I don't feel like, I know a lot of times when people say things like that, it's like, well, you gave it away or it was taken in a toxic manner. And I don't really necessarily feel that way for group number one. I feel like this was more a sense of avoidance, a sense of avoiding the power that you had in a relationship, or maybe even avoiding the reality of the power that your words hold in particular. And especially for group number one, a lot of you guys here may really resonate with the ability to persuade or communicate in a way that really holds a lot of weight on other people. Like people hold your word at a very high regard, or you may have noticed throughout your life that it's just there's a way about you that causes people to be influenced by your voice, by the words that you speak. And maybe you have used this within your lifetime in a way to benefit yourself, but maybe through this eclipse you're realizing that a lot of the times when you used this power that you had, it was more of a way to escape other things, or to keep a sense of control over situations, and to keep a sense of distance between you and commitment and things like this. I hope that makes sense for you. So a lot of those kinds of realizations coming to the surface for sure. I do feel for group number one that you guys may be meeting some people that are going to be in very powerful positions where maybe before you have avoided people that hold a sense of power or a sense of leadership or a sense of authority. You may struggle with having like issues with authoritative energies or leadership energies or people that are in those roles. And you may find that through this eclipse season, you are meeting people like this that can kind of lift you up to a higher state of being in some way, shape, or form. So there is kind of like this releasing of either fear or intimidation surrounding authoritative figures within your life as well. And we also have yin coming out here. Intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. This is very feminine energy. We have Scorpio energy, Taurus energy, Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn, and Pisces here. So I feel like group number one, a lot of you guys here have lived in a sense where it's like you've wanted love, you wanted people to express certain things to you, you've wanted people to commit to you, you've wanted to commit to certain contracts or certain energies. But there's been, for some of you guys, there may have been like spiritual blockages or even like religious blockages that have caused you to not allow yourself to like be open to finding what you do believe in, especially with this escapism and this Piscean energy here. Pisces is very spiritual. It's very much so about our connection to the divine and like this sense of divine love. And I feel like for group number one, through this eclipse, there's going to be a transformation of your belief systems and of your ability to believe in something. I feel like group number one, maybe you guys have struggled with finding anything to believe in because there's been these blockages due to past patterning or to past experiences or trauma surrounding religious beliefs or even authoritative figures, and maybe you've attached that authoritative figure kind of fear or trauma to certain belief systems or traditions as well because of the way that those things were presented to you throughout your life. And there is a transformation of these things. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this transformation is going to be occurring through your love life. Maybe somebody's coming in that's really going to be teaching you how to open up, how to believe in love again, how to believe in like a higher sense of love again. So some of you guys, there may be a very spiritual connection coming in for you through this eclipse as well. And it may even kind of take you off guard. It may cause you to want to run away. Some of you guys here have been in this kind of runner chaser type energy with a specific person that maybe you feel like you have a spiritual connection with. And there's going to be certain conversations had with that, and kind of, I feel like, a releasing or a transmutation of certain energies in those types of dynamics, if you've been experiencing those as well. So let's pull some tarot and go a little deeper into what you can really expect from this solar eclipse for group number 1. We have the Ace of Wands coming out here. So there's like this sense of something building through this eclipse, of like a power building, or like an energy being restored even for some of you guys. We also have the King of Pentacles. And we have the World. Yes, so for some of you guys, it's definitely been a long journey in regards to romantic relationships in particular. But for others of you, it could just be relationships in general. You may have really struggled with, but there's just something here where it's like it's been a significantly long journey to restore your own power and to really find this sense of direction or this sense of purpose within your life. And this new moon solar eclipse here is kind of teaching you how to receive guidance, how to receive love, how to receive replenishment. So there's something here, group number 1, about like needing to be open to new people, to new places, to new opportunities. You may find through this time that there are certain events that are coming up, or even like contests, or different ways that you can begin integrating yourself into a field that you've been wanting to kind of dip your toes into. There's something here where like maybe there are opportunities for you to extend an invitation for a collaboration, or for you to write a letter of recommendation, or send a resume out here with your words, and like the sense of communication that's going to allow you to begin walking through this doorway into a new state of being, instead of running away from this kind of fear of commitment to a specific path. So there may be a very strong career path coming in for group number 1 through this time, a very strong relationship coming in for group number 1 at this time, depending on your situation and the things that you've experienced. For those of you where this is maybe romantically oriented, with this door to romance in the World here, there is this sense of like, some of you guys have been, like I said, in this kind of runner chaser energy, and it's been a very, very, very long journey. But there's a need to know that this journey happened for a reason. And for some of you guys, you're reaching the end of this journey, whether that means you're going to go your separate ways from this person, or this relationship is just going to finally evolve into a sense where you can both commit instead of escape. That's going to be different for everybody. And for some of you guys, there's been a fear of committing to like the process of learning, or going to university or college or internships, or whatever it is that has kind of stood between you and this career path, or this idea of a life that you've really wanted to do. You're going to finally be able to kind of walk through that doorway, to put yourself out there in a way that allows you to begin down that journey that you've been avoiding for such a period of time, group number 1. Wow. So there's like new seeds being planted, new life coming in, power being restored, a sense of balance being restored, no longer feeling like you have to run away from your own life, no longer feeling like you want to run away from your own life. There's this sense of finally standing still and allowing things to come in, instead of constantly like outrunning your abundance or your blessings, or running away from commitment, or running away from maybe the work that needed to be done, depending on your situation and how this is resonating for you, group number one. And let's go ahead and pull some clarifiers here for you. Why is the Ace of Wands here? Okay. Well, we have the Nine of Wands coming out here. In group number one, this is really saying that maybe for a lot of you here, there's been a fear of other people seeing what you have to offer, or other people. So for some of you guys, there is, like I said, there is this sense of like religious blockages here, or even like blockages in regards to your spirituality or your belief system. And I feel for a lot of you guys that maybe this has been playing out in a sense where it's like you don't feel like you can be who you are, or you're allowing like your environment here to control the parts of yourself that you allow yourself to express. So if you really resonate with you know, a spiritual path with this yin here, or even like witchcraft or the occult, or something that's maybe a little bit taboo, or something that maybe other people may be scared of or intimidated by, it's like you really suppress those parts of yourself, and maybe even have convinced yourself that that's not something that you want, or something that you can do, or you've caused yourself to even, it's almost like fear your own power here, group number one. And these things are really coming to the surface, to be exposed, to be cleared, to be transmuted for you through this eclipse. Under the King of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. So we have two nines here. There is like this strong sense, group number one, of finally getting to the end of a very long road. With the Nine of Pentacles coming out on top of the King of Pentacles here, this is really talking about really, I'm getting this vibe of, again, being open to receive, not feeling like you have to force everything that you're trying to do, group number one. And this may be something that you've struggled with, especially with this escape energy and this idea or this dynamic of like this runner chaser energy, regardless of whether this is in romantic relationships, friendships, career, life. It just feels like this runner chaser dynamic has played out in all aspects of your life, and it's like you're constantly feeling like you have to force certain things to happen. You have to force relationships, you have to force your career, you have to force your hand, you have to show your power in a sense, to where that way you're able to have what you need, or you're able to get done what you need to get done. And this is really transforming for you, group number one. Under the World here, we have the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. I love that. So there's definitely like new beginnings emotionally here, new beginnings in regards to romance, in regards to relationships, and in regards to the way that you feel about your beliefs, the way that you feel about your desires, the way that you feel about the power that you hold within yourself. There is a new state of almost self-acceptance coming in here for group number one as well, which may be something that you've struggled with, especially with this kind of escape energy here and this romance energy here. That may have been a place where this really played out, where you didn't accept yourself to the fullest, but maybe got upset or angry or resentful to your partner or to another person because they didn't accept you when you never showed. It's like there's this dynamic here where it's like there's parts of you that you never exposed, that you never showed, that you never expressed, but then you were upset that the people around you didn't embrace those qualities or those parts of you. Well, they couldn't see them, group number one, and those parts of you are coming to the surface through this eclipse. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull you one final message, group number one. Any last guidance, advice, or actions you should be taking at this time for group number one, please? Okay. And we have here the first quarter moon in Leo with be humble. Okay, so just a reminder to really kind of be humble and to not allow your pride or your ego to dominate, whether it be good or bad, whether it be you know, recognizing your own power. There's a need to be humble there, whether it be somebody hiring you into a very maybe higher or more prestigious position, elevating in your career, in your life. There's a need to be humble, okay? And that's something that I feel like this moon is really teaching us anyways. There's something about this new moon solar eclipse where it's kind of just bypassing our ego altogether almost, and almost pushing us into this kind of more defined sense of reality, pushing past any illusions that we've been living in or that we've been kind of blinded to. But these are the messages that I'm seeing for my beautiful group number 1. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated with you, if it brought you value, please hit that like button. Comment down below. Let me know if you chose this pile. Let me know what other kinds of readings you guys would like to see. Consider subscribing if you feel called to do so. I thank you guys so very much for joining me here today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 2. Those of you that chose pile number 2 with the fluorite here, this reading is for you, and we are looking at what you can expect from this new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. So starting off here, fluorite is a stone that is kind of known for purifying, for cleansing, and for stabilizing our energy. So that may be a huge focus for you guys as we move through this eclipse and this eclipse season. Through this new moon, it may be a good time to cleanse, to purify, to declutter, to organize. Fluorite also brings forth for me kind of the King of Swords energy, this ability to make decisions in a way where it's almost like unbiased decisions, like the ability to kind of detach from your own personal desires or opinion and make a decision, based on what's best for everybody, or like that kind of energy. So some of you guys may be facing some decisions that you're having to make through this time as well. Let's go ahead and get into your reading, group number 2, and see what you can expect from this new moon solar eclipse. The solar eclipse occurs when the moon moves between the earth and the sun. So the moon is essentially blocking out the sun. And this can really be a very great time to pause and really reflect on the parts of ourselves that we avoid or that we neglect or that we don't allow ourselves to look at very often as well. But let's go ahead. Starting off here, group number 2, we have inheritance with Saturn and Scorpio. This is 8th house energy. And this eclipse is occurring in Scorpio. And then we also have Venus and Gemini with flattery. So I do feel group number 2, there may be people like really expressing like their desire for you through this time. You may find that there are people that are very like extra flirty or like super attracted to you through this time. Interesting. And with this inheritance energy, there is something here. It's almost like group number 2, it's almost like through this eclipse, you're going to have to kind of make some decisions based on like dispersing energy or resources in some way, shape, or form, whether this be for work or for your personal life, or some of you may be, inheriting a large sum of money and you're going to be having to make decisions on where you're going to invest or what you're going to do with these resources, really. There is a strong sense of like mental focus coming in here as well for group number 2 through this time. So you may be finding that you're needing to focus your attention in specific areas through this time as well. And if that's the case for you, group number 2, there's a need to really kind of embrace that at this time, especially with this Gemini energy, 3rd house energy here. We have adjacent possibilities coming out here. And yeah, so that kind of brings up that energy of needing to make a choice as well. Very heavy, a very heavy energy here of like, I'm not even quite sure how to articulate this group number 2. It's again like this need to make a choice. And for a lot of my group number 2s, this choice that you're making has to be made separate from maybe your own emotional or mental kind of desires or wants. Interesting. We then have opposition. Wow. Imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. So again, we have this kind of dynamic here where there's this kind of, it's almost like this teeter-totter energy, or these possibilities that are like parallel to each other. There's something here where maybe group number 2, you're desiring for these possibilities or these energies within your life to be able to come together, and they can't. There's something here about like it's almost like 2 magnets that are trying to like repel each other, like when you try to put 2 like positive sides of a magnet together, or 2 of the same charged sides of a magnet together, and how they kind of repel each other. It's like that kind of energy where maybe you're really desiring for something to come together, or for a group of people to come together, or for certain ideas to come together, and this eclipse is kind of showing you where that maybe isn't feasible or isn't possible at this time anyway. Some of my group number 2s may feel like you are being pulled in 2 separate directions as well. And then we have house 5 coming out here with passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. So group number 2, there may be something here. I really feel like this energy of like trying to merge families in some way, shape, or form, or even for some of you, this could be co-parenting that is coming to the surface for some reason or another through this eclipse. But there's something here about trying to bring together. I feel like it really feels like a group of people where maybe children are involved, where there's a lot of tension, and there's like this need to make decisions based off of the best interest of the children, or of the children's future, or, you know, things like that. Even though there is a lot of tension, a lot of opposition, and a lot of it's like very friction, conflict like energy that I feel like you guys are going to have to be working through with specific people within your reality through this eclipse season. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot and go a little deeper into this message and what you can expect for this solar eclipse, new moon, group number 2. Also, for some of you, there may be like more than one person that is trying to like date you or trying to come into your life, and it's like you can't have both of them. And there's a need to maybe like make a decision between them based off of what's going to be best for your future, instead of maybe what your immediately like sexually attracted to at this point in time, or like those kinds of energies as well. So here we have death coming out. Some of you may be inheriting something from a passed on family member through this eclipse. Or even like maybe finding something that somebody left behind. Interesting. But the death energy here, this is Scorpio energy. This is where this new moon, this eclipse is occurring at. And there's definitely going to be, I feel, a transformation of financial energies here. So for some of you guys, maybe you're separating from somebody and you're having to separate finances. For some of you guys, you're inheriting something, and you're having to kind of be logical and reasonable and organized in regards to how you distribute or disperse this inheritance, or what you invest in, or how you maybe build from this point forward. Interesting. Some of you guys may definitely be starting new jobs or have new career opportunities arise through this time as well. With this kind of Saturn energy here in 8th house, there is definitely a change in structure or a change in routine within your reality. So for some of you guys, there may be kind of, again, there's like parental figures coming into play here, whether this be somebody that you're co-parenting with, or that you have children with, or whether it be like your parents. However that comes through for you, there's something here where it's like lifestyle changes, routine changes, structural changes. You could be moving out of your parents' house, or moving out of a house where you lived with other people at. Interesting. We then have the 7 of Cups. Yeah, so there's a lot of confusion based on what cup you're going to choose, which opportunity you're going to take, or which door you're going to go through. And I feel like the solar eclipse here is going to be showing you the door that's going to be the best suited for you. But it may not be the same door that you feel like you want the most, okay? At least at this very moment. Again, there's something here about like needing to think about like the future, needing to think about what's going to be best in the long run, and not what's going to bring like immediate gratification. There's definitely something here about that through this eclipse for you as well, group number 2. And then we also have the 5 of Swords. I just heard for somebody here that maybe you're trying to take somebody else's significant other, or maybe you have some sort of crush or some sort of desire to be with somebody else's significant other. And if that's the case, group number 2, there is a need to kind of really not pursue that. Even though it may be difficult, and even though there may have been flirting, there may have been like, you know, signs or suggestions that led you to believe that that was something that you could do. And I really don't doubt that you could, but what I'm seeing here is that like it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. It's not going to bring you the happiness that you think it's going to bring you. It's going to bring you confusion and potentially even trust issues. Whatever it is within your, it's like anything within your life, group number 2, that is very maybe superficial, very kind of surface level, very kind of immediate gratification, or very like attracted to the immediate looks, or very attracted to the immediate kind of response that you'll get. There's a need to not act on those things right now. Interesting. So let's go ahead and pull some clarifiers here. Why is death here for group number 2, please? We have justice. So this solar eclipse for group number 2 is bringing forth a lot of karmic balancing. balancing a lot of karmic energies. As well as there is like this sense again of like co-parenting, or some of you guys may even be going to court or be in the legal system to separate properties. There may be a divorce for some of you guys, and that may be, there may be somebody that came in and tried to take your significant other. That may be what I was picking up on here. But there's something here where there's like a division of property, a distribution of property that is coming out here, and it's kind of a closure to some karmic energies and to a specific lifestyle and to certain routines and structure that you've been living in. Why is the Seven of Cups here? We have the Three of Cups. So group number 2, I'm really feeling like the sense of almost envy or jealousy coming through here, or even like the sense of coldness. Some of you guys may have definitely experienced a third-party situation that brought you a lot of confusion, a lot of emotional kind of chaos, a lot of kind of like this energy of now I need to figure out where do I go from here? What do I do from here? Group number 2, you may be struggling through this time and like seeing like threats within every connection that you have. There's something here where it's like trust has been broken, something has come to an end, whether it be a romantic relationship, a friendship. There's something here where something has come to an end that's caused you to have to divide from something that you thought you would always have, or something that has been a constant within your reality for a long period of time. Could be marriage, could be your parents, it could be a passed on loved one, it could be, any of these things. But I do strongly feel for somebody here that there was a third-party situation. A lot of like very shallow energies. Again, there's the sense of like whatever is superficial is being exposed for group number 2 through this eclipse. And then on top of the Five of Swords here, we have the Ten of Cups. So again, we have this essence of children coming forth here. I do feel for group number... Wow, and we have the Empress on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I do feel for group number 2 that there is something that is going to be impacting the children. This could be your inner child even, or even you might be the child. But there's something here where maybe you need to make a choice on what's going to be best for them through this time. As well as, again, if you have this urge or this impulsiveness to... If you're going through a divorce or a separation, there's really a need to be mindful about hurting the other parent just out of spite or this need for revenge. Because like surface level, it may cause, hardship for this other person, but deeper than that, it's causing like subconscious belief systems on how relationships work for these children that are involved, group number 2. Interesting. So there's a big message here of like remembering the child, remembering the child within you, really taking into account the children that are involved in this situation, being very mindful of the way that your actions will impact that energy, the childlike energy, regardless of how that comes through for you in your life. I do really strongly feel like this power struggle or this tension or this battle between, like, in a courtroom for custody and for property and for finances. So, you know, even if that's just one person here, that energy is coming through here very strongly. Let's go ahead and pull one final message, group number 2. Any last guidance, advice, or actions you should be taking in regards to this solar eclipse? Wow, we have the full moon in Cancer coming out here with let your fears dissolve. So some of you guys may have like this fear of abandonment or even trust issues that are coming to the surface. For some of you, you may have experienced like a third-party situation. Some of you guys are experiencing a separation or a division of property for some reason or another, a restructuring of your reality. For some of you guys, there is a fear of commitment coming in here where maybe you are fearing bringing together your resources, your home, your families. Like I said in the beginning, it's like there's something here that you want to come together, but they're like polarized. They're in opposition right now. And that could be just due to your fear of commitment or trust issues that you've been trying to work through. And a lot of those fears are going to be coming to the surface through this eclipse, that it's going to allow you to bring or merge together these energies that you're trying to bring together that have been in opposition. So depending on your situation, how that resonates for you, that's going to come through differently for everybody here. But this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful group number 2. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated with you, if it brought you value, please hit that like button, comment down below. Let me know if you chose this pile. Let me know what other kinds of readings you guys would like to see. Consider subscribing if you feel called to do so. I thank you guys so very much for joining me here today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 3. Those of you that chose pile number 3 with the amethyst here, this reading is for you. And we are looking at what you can expect from the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. So group number 3, coming into your reading, the amethyst really brings forth the energy of the crown chakra. It really brings forth the energy of our subconscious as well, our dreams. Group number 3, you may have been struggling with like insomnia or maybe even like headaches and things like this. So group number 3, you guys may be going through a bit of a spiritual awakening, really, through this eclipse, or even like third eye activations, crown chakra activations. I am also hearing something about like a near-death experience. So that may be something that impacted you in some way, shape, or form, that kind of caused you to maybe dive deeper into the mysteries of like death and the afterlife in some way, shape, or form. Interesting. So let's go ahead and get into your reading, group number 3, and see what you can expect from this solar eclipse. Starting off here, we have negotiation. And this is Jupiter in Libra, 7th house energy. And we also have authority coming out here with Mars in Capricorn, 10th house energy. Group number 3, some of you guys may have a passed on spouse that is maybe trying to communicate with you. But for the rest of you, what I'm really seeing here is that there is promotions and enhancement in your career happening here, as well as for some of you guys maybe meeting a business partner or even a romantic partner that you build a business with, depending on your situation. There's strong like business power couple energy coming through here. But overall, group number 3, I really feel like, well, some of you guys maybe are in a spiritual-based career. Maybe you're realizing that your career is in doing tarot readings, or like mediumship readings is something that's coming through here quite strongly. Maybe some of you guys are really beginning to move towards opening your own spiritual-based business. But however that comes through for you, group number 3, there's a strong sense of enhancement, a strong sense of empowerment, and really just overall leveling up in your career field. Wow. Some of you may be negotiating a new contract that allows you more freedom, that allows you more financial freedom, more freedom with your time, with your energy, which is awesome. I love that for you, group number 3. Maybe your job has kept you up at night. Maybe your job was very difficult for you, or you worked very, very hard, very diligently, very kind of workaholic type energy, and you're finally getting to a point, group number 3, where you can kind of begin to rebalance with this amethyst here. Maybe you're going to be able to get more sleep. You're going to sleep better at night. You're not going to be up all night working or worrying about the things that you didn't get done. Those kinds of energies are coming to an end for you. Wow, I love that. Some of you may be kind of being your own boss. You may be hiring employees, or becoming like a CEO almost type energy. We have the second chakra with Archangel Ariel coming out here. And the second chakra can definitely play a role in our financial stability and our creative abilities, as well as our relationships. So again, there's heavy kind of business relationship energy coming in here for group number 3 with the 7th house energy, and this kind of power couple type. Maybe it's a romantic partner that you are intimate with that is also a business partner or a coworker that you're working with. Maybe some of you guys have been having your eye on somebody that you work with, and you're going to be coming together through this new moon solar eclipse. The bottom of the deck here, we have Door to Spirit. So again, there is like this spiritual aspect to this reading for group number 3 as well. So some of you guys were maybe like spiritually connected to this other person, or you have some sort of soul contract with this other person to build this business or to make this impact, or to work together, or however that comes through for you. Interesting. Somebody, I feel like group number 3, what I really feel like is that this person was maybe a past, you know this person from a past life. Your soul knows this person from a past life. We have Jupiter, grow and expand, which we already see here with Jupiter and Libra. So heavy Jupiter energy. Jupiter is very much so about expansion, about growth, about leveling up, about those promotions, about that raise. Financial freedom coming in very strongly for group number 3. I love that for you. There's also a sense of almost like maturing with the second chakra here. This is like the womb, right? This is where we grow our baby. It's almost like this business or this job or this pursuit that you've been on has been in development. It's been your baby. It's been growing. It's been expanding. And it's like now it's reaching this level of maturity. Wow. Okay. And then we also have square coming out here, a challenging situation and a mountain to climb. Again, this is something that you've been, I feel like this is, whatever this is for you, group number 3, this is something that's been growing for a long time. This is something that's been in development for a long time. You've been climbing uphill, like this uphill battle, to get to this growth, to get to this expansion, to get to the top of this mountain so that you can understand or see more clearly, almost like the more spiritual aspect of this, even for some of you guys. Kind of like group number 3, this is almost like you are becoming closer to spirit, to God, to universe, to source energy, creation energy, whatever that is for you, that's going to allow you to see how to move forward in an easier way, instead of constantly being in this uphill battle. Interesting. So a lot of kind of successful energies coming in for group number 3, and a lot of kind of spiritual support here. So some of you guys, this could be support from the other side. This could be support from your spirit guides, your ancestors, as well as for some of you guys, I feel like you have a strong connection to the other side due to either a specific person, partner, spouse, however that comes through for you, that is passed on, or through a near-death experience, and that connection to the other side is allowing you to see our world differently. That's going to allow you to expand in a way that you wouldn't have been able to without that experience, without that understanding. Interesting. So let's pull some tarot. We have the King of Cups coming out here. The Two of Shields, or the Two of Pentacles. And then we have the Queen of Wands. And group number 3, there's something here about taking some sort of trip. And Jupiter can very much so be about travel as well. But there's something here about like going on this adventure or this journey with this person. So some of you guys, this could be a business trip that you have to attend with somebody that you work with, and it may turn into something more due to spending this time with them. There's something very stable about this energy that's coming in here for group number 3. Something very, very stable, like in control, total, complete control of what you want, of where you want to go, and of what you want to create. So even if you don't feel like you're in that energy currently, group number 3, this solar eclipse is bringing you into that energy, which is beautiful. Let's pull some clarifiers here. We have the Six of Wands coming out on the King of Cups, which again shows victory, it shows success, it shows expansion, it shows winning. Some of you guys may be winning some sort of contract or some sort of competition that pushes you into a new career field. Even there is a sense of excitement to this reading for sure. Under the Two of Shields, we have the Two of Pentacles. Wow. So I feel like group number 3, you guys have been holding up a lot of different, like, it's almost like you've been overworking. You've been overworking yourself. You've been kind of in this workaholic mode because there was so much that needed to be done. You've been in this mentality of building, of growing, of putting all of the work in so that you can take time off later, and that is finally paying off for you. You are finally going to be able to take that vacation or take that trip or to be able to step away for a minute, or to take that business opportunity that connects you to like more powerful people in the career that you want to pursue, or however that comes through for you. There is definitely, it's almost like the work you've put in is paying off. Your ability to multitask and to do all of these different aspects of this career, or of this job, or of this passion, of this hobby, is paying off. Group number 3. Interesting. Under the Queen of Wands, we have the Knight of Wands. So group number 3, what I got from this Knight of Wands is to just be on the lookout, because there may be people who become angry with you for winning this contract, or for, you know, getting the promotion, or, you know, however that comes through for you. There may be people around you that are upset about this. But with that aside, group number 3, this Knight of Wands is saying that your dedication, your loyalty, and your passion is really what is driving you forward. It's really what's creating this momentum for you. Interesting. You guys are coming into a very strong sense of powerful leadership, authoritative, boss type energy. And I feel for a lot of you guys, you're coming into union with somebody who is going to match that energy, whether it be somebody romantically that is also going to be involved in the business or the growth of a business, or whether it be just a business partner, somebody who's willing to put in just as much time, effort, resources, energy as you are. However that comes through for you, there is definitely like a counterpart coming in here that is going to be intensely invested just as you are, and you guys are winning. You guys are winning the contract, you're winning the bid, you're winning the competition, you guys are winning through this solar eclipse, which is absolutely wonderful. You guys are growing, you're expanding, there's growth of the business, there is profit coming in, there is promotions coming in, there are raises coming in, there is like clients and customers coming in, and that's really what I'm seeing for you guys, which is awesome. The bottom of the deck here we have the Lovers, which again, this kind of dualistic energy here, where there is a partner. There is somebody that you're connecting with through this eclipse that is going to be a partner in some way, shape, or form, whether it be romantic or business or both. Beautiful. So let's go ahead, group number 3, and pull you one final message. Any last guidance, advice, or actions you should be taking at this time through this solar eclipse for group number 3, please. Okay. We have 2. I'll take them both. We have the new moon in Leo with shine. Yeah, you guys are shining. You guys are brilliant through this eclipse. And we also have first quarter moon in Taurus with release, control. And again, like I said, there's this energy of finally being able to let go, of finally being able to go on that vacation or step back from the work that you've been doing. And there's a need to kind of balance that. There is a message here to try to bring in a sense of balance between work life and home life, essentially, or between whatever kind of area of your life and work life that has been very out of balance. What have you sacrificed to be able to work so much? There's a need to begin to bring that part of your life that you've given up back into your reality as we move through this eclipse. But this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful group number 3. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here for you. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated with you, if it brought you value, please hit that like button, comment down below, let me know if you chose this pile, let me know how it resonated, let me know what other kind of pick a card readings you guys would like to see. Consider subscribing if you feel called to do so. I thank you guys so very much for joining me here today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 4. Those of you that chose pile number 4, this reading is for you, and we are looking at what you can expect from this new moon solar eclipse occurring on the 25th of October in the sign of Scorpio. So you guys here chose the emerald stone. And the emerald is very, very connected to the heart space, the heart chakra. So for a lot of my group number 4s, there may be like this overall sense of peace trying to be restored, or trying to maintain peace, or even forgiveness or compassion coming in, as well as like this overwhelming sense of gratitude for some of you guys, which is absolutely beautiful. I love that for you. So let's go ahead and get into your reading here, group number 4, and see what you can expect from this new moon solar eclipse. So the solar eclipse here, what that is when the moon moves between the earth and the sun. So it kind of severs, almost, I guess in a a metaphorical way, severs that connection between the sun and the earth, and it causes us to really have to look into the unknown. It causes us to really have to face our fears, and to maybe reveal some truths. So that may be some things that are coming up for you through this time as well. But starting off for group number 4, we have adaptability. I love that. That's the moon in Gemini energy. And we also have vision with the sun in Pisces. Wow. So I feel like group number 4, there is a very strong energy here of optimism, of becoming more flexible within your life, within the things that are going on. So there's a sense of like releasing rigidity around your connections, your relationships, and around love, in particular around your heart space. So for some of my group number 4s, you may recognize through this time that there is almost, it's almost being shown to me as like a melting of a frozen heart, or like a breaking down of the walls that keep you separate from love for group number 4. Wow, okay. So let's go ahead here and pull another card for group number 4. Let's see where this may be occurring within your life, within your reality, what aspect of your life. Group number 4. We have the thinking man. So I do feel a strong sense of a shift in perspective, a shift in the way you maybe view, I'm sorry about the lighting, a shift in the way you maybe view what love is, and this releasing of rigidity in the way that you allow yourself to accept or receive love, group number 4. And what do I mean by that? I mean, a lot of the times we get this idea of what love is, and that love can only be these particular things, and can only be given to me in these particular ways. I only feel loved when you buy me gifts. I only feel loved when you show acts of service. The love languages are something that's coming to the forefront here, and there is a need to kind of recognize that although like the love languages are a very good guide and a very good kind of basis or foundation to really get to know yourself and how it is that you move through love and you move in relationships, it's just a guide, and it doesn't embody or embrace the entirety of what love actually is. And so I feel like for group number 4, there is this expansion, this growth of the heart space, of the heart chakra, that is allowing you to see how expansive love can be. Whereas before, maybe you've lived in a sense where love was very restricting or constricting for you. Wow, okay. So let's pull some more cards here. We have Capricorn energy, ambition, realism, and methodical steps. Yeah, so there's this very strong sense of like reality, getting hit with reality, if you will. Like this sense of understanding that things aren't always going to go as planned, that things aren't always going to be what we imagined them to be, that things aren't always going to be exactly the way that we wanted them to go. And there's like this releasing of this kind of strictness within your heart space, group number 4, that's allowing you to move in a much more flow state, in a much more kind of realistic way at the same time, though, where you're able to kind of analyze things and be like, okay, well, this didn't work. What is my next step? Instead of allowing yourself to completely separate from love, or to isolate your heart, or cause yourself to maybe believe that your partner doesn't love you, or however that comes through for you, because things didn't turn out the way that you specifically envisioned them in your head. Interesting. We also have here conjunction coming out with a union and merging and coming together. I love this. I love this so much. There is such a beautiful energy here of merging, of coming together, of really recognizing the there's just this beautiful sense of like peace and of working together and of growing together coming in here for group number 4, really being able to connect in a way that not only brings progress, but it brings peace, group number 4. Interesting. There's almost like this sense of kind of coming into service of love through this solar eclipse. Really recognizing what love really is to you, what it means to you, maybe how you love, how you receive love. There's just this awareness of love coming in for group number 4, this awareness of what love is and what love means to you, and no longer trying to block it out because maybe it's not coming in the path or from the direction that you told yourself it would. Interesting. So let's get some tarot. So starting off, we have the King of Cups. Beautiful. This ability to go with the flow and be in total control of self without getting into this state of chaos or this state of upheaval when things don't go as planned is something that's coming in here in such a significant way for group number 4. Like, we then have the 10 of Cups coming out here. Beautiful. There's just a sense of happiness, of peace, of fulfillment, of gratitude as well, of being thankful for what you have, of really coming into this overwhelming sense of feeling very full in your heart space, of really recognizing things that are there instead of wishing for things that you don't have, is something that's coming through here quite strongly for group number 4. So I do feel that this is going to be a very emotionally fulfilling time for group number 4. And then we also have the 7 of Cups. There's this sense of like releasing this need to know what the future holds, to know all the answers coming in here as well. There is this idea that these are the options and I can take it one step at a time. I can move one step at a time. I can move one day at a time. And I don't need to be overwhelmed with all of the what ifs of life, okay? I love that. Okay. So let's pull some clarifiers here for group number 4. Why is the King of Cups here? Why is the King of Cups here for group number 4? We have justice coming out. There could definitely be union or marriage, or there's some sort of union happening here for group number 4 through this time for sure. We also have the 4 of Wands coming out on the 10 of Cups. Oh my gosh, you guys. So we have justice here. This is Libra energy, 7th house energy, the energy of partnerships and relationships and love, and kind of profound sense of love. And this can also bring forth like karmic energies, karmic relationships and things like this. But this is almost like karma tipping in your favor here. The 4 of Wands brings forth the energy of stability. It brings forth the energy of celebration. Again, we have this essence of celebration, or of marriage, of union, of celebrating love in some way, shape, or form. Group number 4. This could also bring forth like soulmates. So maybe group number 4, maybe you're meeting your soulmate through this solar eclipse. Wow. And then under the 7 of Cups, we have the 5 of Wands. Yeah, you're no longer fighting with the what-ifs. No longer fighting with, well, I have to make a decision for my future, and I have to make it now, and I have to stick to that decision no matter what happens. There is no room for flexibility. There is no room for adaptability. There is no room for things to change. You're releasing that. There is a huge release surrounding this idea that change is a negative thing. And with that releasing, there is like this expansion of the heart space that's allowing so much love and happiness and celebration in for group number 4. There's strong energy of celebration, strong energy of celebration of love, of coming together. Even if this is just a celebration, like it's almost like Thanksgiving dinner, just having everybody that you care about and everybody that you love and everybody that you want in your life to be sitting around the same table as you. Interesting. I love that. So it's almost like what you've been fighting against is no longer going to be taking precedence in your life. There's just this releasing of conflict, this releasing of the need to be right, this releasing of the need to have all of the answers, this releasing of needing to have your entire life planned out, coming into a much more flexible energy, coming into the realization that life is ever changing, and if you stuck to the same choices you made when you were, you know, an 18-year-old kid just moving out into the world and never allowed yourself to change or to adapt, you're going to end up in a place that does not bring you fulfillment, and you're learning how to change and adapt in a way to allow yourself to be open to this fulfillment and to this happiness and to this love instead of being so rigid. Let's go ahead and pull you one final message, group number 4. Any last guidance, advice, or actions you should be taking at this time? Very beautiful energy for group number 4. There's just a need to really be mindful of any conflict or any competitive energies that may be coming into your life, and not allow yourself to let those like dictate your thoughts or your actions here. As well as like not allowing yourself to compare yourself to other people. Like just because your best friend is married with kids and bought a house doesn't mean that you have to be married with kids and have a house. Like this isn't, there's this need to release comparison as well, group number 4. That may be something that's really being highlighted for you through this period, through this eclipse, as well as this need to kind of release this idea that you have to compare yourself to those around you as a way to gauge your success. You do not. So our final message here is the last quarter moon in Virgo, and this here says attend to the details. So I really feel like you guys are just really being asked to focus on what's happening right now. Again, with this attend to the details, there's this need to like plan. I'm really seeing like this planned celebration, this planned event, like the details of the ceremony, of the wedding, of the dinner party. They're attending to like the RSVPs. There's something about celebration and invitations and allowing yourself to maybe even be like fully immersed in this union and this coming together of love, regardless of how that comes through, whether it's romantic, whether it's your family, whether it's spending time with your kids, however that comes through. There's just this need to really immerse yourself in celebrating love through this solar eclipse for group number 4, which is absolutely beautiful. But this is what I'm seeing for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here for you. If you enjoyed this reading, if it brought you value, if it resonated with you, please hit that like button, as it truly does help to support the channel. Comment down below. Let me know if you chose this pile. Let me know what other kinds of pick a card readings you guys would like to see. Consider subscribing if you feel called to do so. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so very much for joining me here today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.